Hello dear students, we were discussing the curriculum development, steps of curriculum development, and now we are in third step, that is organization of learning experience. And in last class we have started with the organization of learning experience and elements of organizing learning experiences, and we have already seen grouping learning experiences are under subject headings. That was the first element, and after that we have prepared the master plan for curriculum. So we already seen what does master plan and what are the principles to be included in preparation of master plan, and what are the elements in master plan, and the placement of learning experiences in the total curriculum we have seen as the third step, and preparation of correlation chart. Correlation chart is nothing but the pictorial representation of the master rotation plan. In one page we will be preparing a picture format. The master plan is prepared in a picture format. And the next one, what we want to discuss is organization of clinical experiences and types of teaching system have to be followed. So these are the two elements which are remaining in organization of learning experience, the elements of organizing learning experiences. So now we can see the organization of clinical experiences. So when you are talking about nursing education, more hours are distributed in the clinical hours. Okay, maybe for more than double in each subject it is assigned. So it has its own importance, that is the organization of clinical experience in nursing education. So the organization of clinical experience in the curriculum is done on the basis of the syllabus and regulations laid down by the statutory bodies like INC and universities. So whenever we are preparing the clinical rotations and the plan for clinical rotation, clinical experience, it should be based on the syllabus and the other statutory bodies like INC, university, etc. Okay, what is the statutory body's instructions we have to follow. Then organization of clinical experience is the responsibility of the faculty, because even though we are sending the students to the clinical, the responsible person for our students clinical experience is the faculty, nursing college or the nursing school faculty who is assigned for that particular clinical area. Okay, that is responsibility of the faculty. Clinical experience related to each course should be planned according to the objectives so that students will get enough opportunities for developing the desired nursing skills and attitude. So, it should be planned in such a way that the students are able to fulfill the objectives. Okay, like what is the desired skill and attitude which is required depending upon our objective, which is already stated in the first step of curriculum. So based on that we have to provide the clinical experience for each student. Okay, preparing clinical rotation plan will help in providing clinical experience to the students in an effective manner. So when we are preparing a plan, rotation plan, so that how each student is rotated in the clinical area, so then there will be a clear idea regarding the rotation, and it will be happening in an effective manner comparing to a rotation without plan, or comparing to a clinical experience without a plan. So this plan helps the students to rotate in such a way that objectives are fulfilled, rich experiences are getting, and equal opportunity is given for all students. Okay, that's the importance of preparing this clinical rotation plan. So what is a clinical rotation plan? This is the definition of clinical rotation plan. Clinical rotation plan is the statement which explains the order of the clinical posting of various groups of nursing students belonging to different classes in relevant clinical areas and community health settings as per the requirements laid down by the statutory bodies. Okay, so this is the order of clinical posting. So first week who will be posted in that particular area, and the next week who will be posted. So this is the rotation, like order of posting is given in the rotation plan. Okay, and whenever they are going to different areas, maybe in a clinical blocks, OPD wards, ICUs, that will be distributed, and also how they are going to the community postings. So these all things are included in the clinical rotation plan. In nursing education, rotation refers to the regular, successive, and recurrent posting of various groups of nursing students belonging to different classes in specific nursing fields, that is, OPDs, specialty wards, OT, delivery room, clinics, community health fields, outreach centers, sub centers, health centers, schools, etc. So, in different areas, how the students are rotated, that is specifically included in nursing education clinical rotation plan. Okay, so various areas, various postings are included in the clinical rotation plan. Factors influencing the clinical rotation plan. So these are some of the factors which we have to consider when we are preparing the clinical rotation plan. They are the requirements stated by the statutory bodies, the objectives of the course, the number of students, infrastructure of various clinical areas, duration of experience in each area, nurse educators availability for supervision. Okay, so the requirements, first of all we have to consider what is the requirements which is said by the statutory body, like in hours or in weeks. Statutory bodies will be giving the direction on postings. Okay, next is the objectives of the course. So according to the objectives we have to consider the experience for the students, the number of students, like too much students or too less students should not be provided in each clinical area. So accordingly we have to post the students. Infrastructure of various clinical areas, we have to consider the number of bed occupancy, number of clinical nurses available, and specialty area. So these all things we have to consider, the infrastructure of the clinical area, duration of clinical experience in each area. So whether it is a 1 week or 2 week or nights can be given, so that we have to consider. And nurse educators available for supervision, how many teachers are available for each area, that also we should consider. So these are the factors influencing the clinical rotation plan. Next we can see the principles of developing clinical rotation plan. So clinical rotation plan must be made in accordance with the master plan of the curriculum. So already in the previous element we have seen the master rotation plan. So based on master rotation plan we have to prepare and develop the clinical rotation plan, like how many hours are given in master rotation plan for a particular subject, the same time and same format should be followed in the clinical rotation plan also, because master rotation plan is prepared for that particular entire year, and clinical rotation plan will be prepared for a particular area, clinical area rotation or clinical subject rotation. The rotation plan must be made in accordance advance with the cooperation of all the faculty members involved in the clinical teaching. So, before sending the students to the clinical area, we have to prepare the clinical rotation plan. Maxims of teaching should be followed with the selecting area while selecting areas of experience. So, maxims of teaching which we have discussed in the first unit should be considered when we are preparing or when we are selecting the areas of experience. Principles of continuity, sequence, and integration should be followed to the maximum extent possible. So, the continuity, sequence, and integration, these are the three important elements which we have to include in the organization of learning experiences. Like in the third step of curriculum development, enough teaching staff should be made available in the clinical areas for giving proper instructions to the students. Okay, enough teaching staff should be made available in the clinical areas for giving proper instructions to the students, and seeking suggestions of the nursing staff working in the clinical areas will ensure their cooperation. So whenever we are posting the students in any clinical area, their cooperation is important. So their ideas, their suggestions can be taken for that purpose. Okay. First year students should receive maximum supervision and attention. That is very important. So availability of faculty is very important for first year because they are in a first step of clinical experience. Okay. Then all students should get enough experience as per the clinical rotation plan, and all assignments related to the clinical area should be finished before the completion of the postings. So all postings, before that finishing that posting, we have to see that all clinical requirements are finished. Overcrowding in the clinical area with different groups of students is not advisable. So overcrowding should not be allowed, like first year 2 students, third year, second year, and fourth year. Like overcrowding with the different batches are not permitted, and it is not good also. So these are the principles of developing clinical rotation plan. So till now we discussed about what is clinical rotation plan, and also the factors influencing the clinical rotation plan, principles of developing clinical rotation plan also. Next we can see the last element in organization of learning experience, that is the teaching system. So when we are uh, thinking about the experiences, learning experiences, the one important area is teaching system, how the theory classes are taken for the students. So usually in nursing education we use different types of teaching system, like complete block or teaching block system. In that, the students will be completely in the theory classes for many weeks or months, and after completing the theory classes they will be sent to the clinical area. So that is known as complete block or teaching block system. The next one is partial block system, in that the students will be posted in the clinical area, and in between the students will be taken for the theory classes, maybe in the morning hours or in the afternoon hours. That means maybe the clinicals will be provided in the morning hours, and afternoon for 1 or 2 hours the students will be taken for the theory classes, or in vice versa, like theory classes for morning hours and clinical postings in the afternoon hours. So that is a partial block system. So there will be a collaboration between the theory and practice better in partial block system, because the students can discuss the clinical experiences in the theory classes when we are taking the partial block system. The next one is a study day system. That means in a week, a particular day will be taken for the theory classes. Maybe Saturday or Monday, or in between, any one day will be taken for the theory classes, and the remaining time the students will be in the clinical area. So that is the study day system. So these are the teaching system majority, mainly which we are adopting in nursing education, that is complete block or teaching block system, partial block system, study day system. Okay, so these are the teaching systems which we are usually using in nursing education. So already we have discussed about the elements of organization of learning experiences, like grouping learning experiences under subject headings, preparation of master plan for curriculum, placement of learning experiences in the total curriculum, preparation of correlation chart, organization of learning experiences, and types of teaching system have to be followed. Okay, thank you.